It's March 6th, about 3:30 in the afternoon. I'm coming back out here, same place I shot my buck, try and set a camera, try and find my target buck that I want for this coming season. It's raining. I don't think I can turn this camera on, but I just walked up on a couple rubs back over this direction. It looked decent sized. One looked like it was done this past season. The one was a little bit older. It's up across the creek on a hillside to where I shot my buck. This is where it's extremely hard to get into because of access points and the way the wind blows typically in this area. So that's why I'm in here now. I'm not sure if I'll be able to hunt up here because the wind blows, because right now the wind's even blowing. And well, this is actually the first time it's blown in my favor. Actually, I think I should see a climber right now. I don't know whose climber that is. I'm pretty close to the property line, so. But right here, going up that direction, pretty nice trail. It intersects right here. It goes down that way, and then it goes the way I just came from. So I'm gonna mark this spot on onX, and I may possibly stick a climber up in here for next season. I don't know, but I'm gonna keep looking for signs. I'm also shed hunting while I'm out here. I only got till 4:15. I got to be back in my truck to get back home. I got podcasts I got to do tonight, so if I find any sheds, I'll make some more videos. If I find any more good sign, like this is a heavy used trail, like there's deer on it this morning. I'll make some more videos. So Grindstone Adventures out shed hunting, featuring my favorite hunting show, Whitetail Edge. If you ain't seen them, go to YouTube, check them out. Go to Mossy Oak Go, download the app, watch them. 6 seasons or so, nothing but big deer go down, man. Nothing but big deer. He's got a boomer school, teach you all about big bucks, so give him a look. He's from Ohio. So I went walking a little bit further. Off a shelf, and then there's a shelf behind me. There's a creek there. This is another guy's property. It ends pretty much at the creek. So I'm behind it on my owner's property I'm allowed on. There's a creek there. There's a field I shot my deer in over here. His house is right here. I've seen all kinds of these big ass tracks. This area is just right up, although it does flood in here pretty often. This area is just all marked up with trails left and right. There's a rub right there. But what caught my eye over here was this. That was done this season. I'm liking what I'm seeing so far. I'm going to keep walking, following these big tracks. I can't tell for sure, obviously, just by the track, if it's a buck or a big doe, but regardless, that's a big deer, and I'd be happy to put it on the ground. So I'm going to try and find a good spot. Down in here wouldn't be bad to put a stand. The wind kind of swirls, and what would ever come off my back would blow right over me from the top of the shelf right here to the field, so it would kind of like miss me altogether till late in the evening or early in the morning, so it'd kind of be like an afternoon spot. But even if the wind was going this way into my face the way I'd sit, it would hit the shelf and then swirl back around each side, so odds are they wouldn't know where I was sitting at specifically. They'd be able to tell something's up, but not where I was at, which would probably be maybe enough, depending, because it's not too bad shooting lanes in here, but it'd probably be enough for a shot, just depending on where they come from. So I'm gonna keep looking. But yeah, that's a nice rub right there. I like what I'm seeing so far. Alright, so I'm out of time. I gotta head back to the truck. It's about 4 o'clock, 10 till. I got a trail camera I just set right there. Watching that trail, it goes uphill right through there. There's a good tree up that way to put a stand in. Now just walking back out, I don't know if it is one, it's still too far away to tell, but it looks like a pretty good rub if it is one. I mean, either way, like, it's March, and these trails are all tore up. I don't know how to feel about it. I haven't found a scrape yet, and it's not looking like that's a rub. And maybe an old one. Maybe an old one. I don't know. Not one I would trust to hunt on. I'd trust this trail more than that tree, though. But like I said, this all tore up in here. They're moving pretty heavily through it. I haven't found a single scrape yet. I don't know if that's normal for this time of year. I know I should at least maybe try and find an old one. So with it being washed out down here in a couple areas because of the flood and all the rain we've had recently, there's a small rub right there. These trucks just everywhere, man. Everywhere. Yeah, with it being flooded out down here for a while, I don't know if I can find a rub or not, or a scrape or not. But like, you can just see these from a mile away, man. They're freaking nuts. There's that rub right there I talked about earlier. Hey, I'm definitely gonna give this a shot. But I gotta stay up higher in the creek because of the neighbor's property. But that's all right. He has deer on his property all the time. He never hunts, so I feel pretty good about this spot, considering this is where I had my camera, on this edge of the field, right on the property line, basically, throughout the last season. I got all kinds of nice pictures of deer. I've put on the picture of the 12 points several times. I'm after. I don't know if he made it through. I have not had a picture of him since before gun season this last season. So there's an old rub right there. Wish the creek was low enough over here I could cross it here. Maybe if this tree goes far enough I can walk across it. But I'm still on his property, actually. I need to back off and go a little further this way. But I didn't find any sheds either. That's another reason I don't know if he's alive or not. I pulled my cameras too early. There's a couple of rubs right there. A little group of trees. But I did pull my camera pretty early this year because I got frustrated. My card reader that I would take out to the cameras themselves wasn't working correctly. What the hell did I get myself into here? Because of that, I just pulled all the cameras at once and got my information off early. So lesson learned, I'll leave them out longer next year. But yeah, man, like, this is just beautiful down here. Beautiful. Got the ridge for them to sit on. There's a 4-wheel trail right there. Okay, so now I'm on, I'm on the right property. It's just, I can't cross the creek right here because it's hard to see. There's a fence post dotted all the way up through that field right there. But his property line cuts off the creek and runs around, loops up that way. So that's his property in the field, which is fine because most of the tracks are on the back side here, which is nice. But I'm not trying to finagle my way across the tree. That's too messed up again, and possibly go for a swim. So yeah, I didn't find no sheds though, so I'm still striking out on that. Maybe I'm not finding scrapes because I'm looking for certain things that don't always necessarily matter. The way I typically find a scrape is I'll find a, foot and a half by foot and a half scrape on the dirt, and it's all tore up. And then to determine whether that was something else or if that was a deer, I look for a licking branch. And if I can't find a licking branch, I don't necessarily know if it was a deer that made it. So yeah, this is actually that tree right there, that skinny one, is where I had my camera. There's a trail, it's been flooded out, but I sat, the first time I seen one back there is a tree standing right there. It's an old one. It don't look like anybody's been in it. It shouldn't be there. But that smaller tree right there, I sat on that one on the ground, and my buck came down across riverbank, stood right here, broadside, 20-yard shot, maybe less, and I couldn't get on him with the crossbow. Spooked him back up this way, and the wind was blowing in my back, so I had good wind that night. Saved my life. He came back the next day. I was down there in the tree stand right there, and he came down this direction, and I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get across here at all. It's still pretty high. It looks like someone's been out here shed hunting too. Maybe Jake. But obviously the deer have been through here too. But he came this way. I'd probably say he stepped out right here. I don't know, somewhere in here. And he walked down the river, or creek right here, and was gonna walk right underneath that stand right there. And I shot him right in there. And dropped him in his tracks. I didn't make a very good shot, but I did kill him, so. But I'm gonna have to put the phone away. This is gonna be a little slippery. But yeah, so all the times I've told the story on the podcast and in person. So this is literally what it was like. Creek was way lower. I walked right in the creek, drug him out. So, but yeah, this is the money spot right here on this property back here, and it's because of poor access. But I'm gonna get on out of here so I can make my podcast in time. Later.